Hello friends, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here today. We're gonna talk about some items that are really good to avoid purchasing if you want a more clutter-free home. Here on my channel, I am dedicated to helping you find tips and tricks to help your life be more simplified through decluttering, organizing, and minimizing. So if that sounds amazing, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and click subscribe. That always really helps my channel. All right, so what are the items that you should maybe try and avoid bringing into your home if you want to live a more clutter-free life? Number one, novelty items. Basically, seasonal versions of basic stuff. For example, like throw pillows, mugs, blankets, that kind of stuff. Now, let's get honest and let's get real. I personally love to own seasonal versions of these things, specifically mugs, blankets, and pillows. Now, I really do try and keep this to a definite minimum. So my advice to you is if you are gonna buy novelty items, just keep it very limited to the things that you know you will use and that you absolutely love. And both of those usually go together. So just pare it down. But where you can really save on this is maybe in like platters, dishware, soap dispensers, stuff like that. That's just kind of knick-knacky. But of course it depends on your style, your personality. So just use your own judgment, of course, but it's just something to think about. And if you can limit these items, it really does help cut down on clutter and stuff you have to store. This little candle holder I got at Bath & Body Works several years ago. I bring this out every single fall. I've probably had this for 6 years. And I enjoy it every single season. So this is something I'm holding on to. Remember, you can keep what you want to keep. If there's a time that I really just stop enjoying this and I don't bring it out, then I'll purge it. But for now, this is a little seasonal thing that I continue to use and love. Trendy clothes. So I really have loved buying clothes that are just going to take me through the years. And I'm not joking. I've got clothes that I bought at TJ Maxx, Old Navy, that I've been able to wear. If you take nice care of your clothes, if you wash them on delicate cycles, there's a good chance they're gonna last you a nice amount of time, even if you didn't spend a lot of money. So I recommend just buying the staples for your wardrobe as classic pieces, timeless styles, cuts, fits, things that you know flatter you, and patterns that aren't gonna go out of style. So I love plaid, always, stripes, solids. These are all really good. I even have a couple polka dotted things that I think are really cute. They're just not gonna look bad no matter when I choose to wear it. Doesn't matter if it's 2020 or if it's 2025, it's still, there's a good chance it's gonna be nice and classic and it's just gonna look good. So that is another recommendation, is to stop buying trendy items because they will go out of style. I cannot begin to tell you how many hundreds of dollars I wasted in the Target dollar spot specifically. I really came to realize as I started this journey to a more minimalist life that those dollar store items or dollar bin items don't really last. And these kinds of things, these smaller items, really just kind of end up accumulating. And they're clutter. They really are clutter. If you find something that you're like, you know what, I know I'm gonna use this in my regular decor, or I'm gonna pull this out. It's a classic pumpkin, it's so pretty, and I'm gonna use this year and next year, go for it. But things that are just like little tissues, little markers, little, planner accessories, things that you really don't need or even want, if you were to sit down and think about it, these are the items I'm talking about. Just like cheapy little knickknacks. I've really enjoyed not buying them because in the end I noticed I was just wasting my money. I would lose the items, I would end up never using them, and I just wasted my money. So I recommend trying to avoid the dollar bin for items like that. Just knickknacks that you never needed or wanted in the first place. They're just adding clutter. All right, I think this next one might surprise some of you, but I'm gonna mention organization solutions. I actually never understood this one until I started minimizing myself. So I used to hear this advice, like, don't buy organization bins. I'm like, why? Well, it turns out once you declutter your life, once you live more clutter-free, you might actually end up donating organization bins. I did this. I thought the first place you start when you want a more simplified and minimal and decluttered home, this is years ago, you start with organization bins, like naturally. Well, it turns out that that's like the last thing that you're gonna wanna get, because what if you declutter so much of your stuff, or you've stopped buying all that seasonal decor, or you don't buy all those knickknacks at the dollar bin, or you're not storing all of this trendy clothing, you're not even gonna need these organization solutions. So before you go out and buy a bunch of organization bins and little compartments, my recommendation is to start with the decluttering. I've actually got tons of videos on this to get you started, to get you motivated, to let you know what you need to do to make this happen. But don't go out and buy organization bins yet. I know it's tempting, but you might actually end up decluttering a lot of bins just like I did. Craft supplies for a future project. I have really had to stop myself with this one specifically because I will see something on the aisles of Hobby Lobby and I'll think, oh my gosh, that looks adorable. We could totally Mod Podge that, put a little paper, some glitter, and make it really cute. And then I'll buy the stuff for it and maybe not even do the project. And so when I started minimizing my house, I got rid of so many craft supplies, things that I had intended to use but never actually did. So if you have an idea of a craft that you want to do, by all means, go out and get the stuff for it. In fact, a good example of this is I really wanted Lila to have these little nesting dolls, and I saw them on Etsy. They were expensive. The dolls go in these little pots. They're wooden, they're adorable, and they were pricey on Etsy. So I intentionally went to the store and bought the supplies, came home, did the project. She loves to play with it. It was not money or time wasted. But what I'm talking about specifically is just like projects that you may do someday. Here is my personal craft supply bin. The kids, of course, have their own. They have their paint that they use all the time and such. But things that I have just kept during my purge are like a hot glue gun, super, super useful. I even think I could purge these because they've been in here forever and I haven't used them. These clothes pins. So if I can't think of a use, I will definitely pass those on. But in this bag, I just have a bunch of paint because I do like painting, like with these little nesting dolls. I really like to paint. So I love to have different colors on hand. So I've got a whole bunch of paints. Yes, darling, you're doing so well. Then I have just some brushes because these are so handy. I use them for everything. Then I have Mod Podge because it's a staple. It's a staple for me. I use it on almost everything. Oh look, I have two because I just love it so much. So I've got that, and then some basic twine. I find myself using this all the time, especially in my farmhouse decor. I will use this around the holidays. I will use it for day to day. You can even wrap little packages up, presents, and it looks so rustic and cute. This is something that I got sucked into buying that I should not have purchased. These were on clearance at Target for $1.75, and I just saw them, thought they were cute, and I've been storing them ever since. Let me know if you have an idea of what I can do with these. There are 10 bags in here, and they really are adorable. Look at those little rainbows. I mean, they're so cute, but I just don't know what to do with them. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I've got to pass them on. So this is what I've kept. Let's take these out because I haven't used them, and I'll hang on to these for just a little bit longer. Okay, a quick tip. If you are looking to have a more clutter-free life, I highly recommend just scheduling out a few minutes every day to work on decluttering. There are so many quick decluttering projects that you can tackle in 10 minutes or less. I have a video that I will link in the cards for you, as well as down below, on several 10-minute decluttering tasks that are super painless, do not require much brain power. So I will go ahead and link that for you. But I also have another video coming up on 10-minute, 15-minute tasks that you can accomplish like this. This decluttering process is a process. It is not overnight. You have to remember that slow and steady wins on this one. I will list 2 more videos in my decluttering minimalist series. If you want to come and check those out, I will see you over there. Bye.